The Teaching Excellence program was perfectly timed in terms of my own career trajectory, as I'd spent 8 years in the classroom when I started the program, and it was a perfect time to know that I was established as a classroom teacher, but I really wanted to level up into that next stage of what it means to be exemplary in the classroom.
From working with Rachel while she was undertaking the Teaching Excellence program, it was so exciting to see her passion for the learning that she was doing. She was working so closely with like-minded colleagues, collaborating with those colleagues, and then bringing that back to Albert Park College.
Albert Park College every year runs a 2-day conference for staff. I presented the opening keynote for that conference, which was a summary of all my learnings in the Teaching Excellence program. It was incredibly well received, and I've had multiple follow-up coaching conversations with staff who wanted to engage further in that content.
Talking to the teachers, I could see the impact, their enthusiasm and their excitement for improving their professional practice. Her passion and enthusiasm for learning was evident to see from my position, assistant principal, all the way to the students in her classroom.
One thing I discovered was the depth and breadth of the teacher network that exists across Victoria, and how many teachers in our state are incredibly engaged as professionals, and how much you get along with those people. I'd sit down next to someone I'd never met before, and within 5 minutes it felt like we'd known each other for years.
What Rachel was able to bring back to Albert Park College was the mindset of pride in perfecting your teaching practice. This investment in our staff will obviously improve student outcomes, but it also shows teachers that we care about their growth.
I learned that it was about making sure that we understood the different parts of teaching, like the relationships with our students, the relationships with other colleagues, our content knowledge, our ability to problem solve.
I can't even begin to tell you the learning that Quinn experienced during this time, and the growth that she's also experienced through the Teaching Excellence program. You could see it through her confidence, her increased pedagogical content knowledge. It rippled through the school, and then teachers, like in different parts of the school, wanted to understand more about what this program was and what STEM was in our school.
My role is to coach teachers in how to implement a STEM curriculum, and a lot of the skills that I learnt was also about how to have good relationships with teachers. I had to get into my colleagues' world and understand their difficulties, their challenges, so that I can support them properly.
I really think the program has, well, it's built her confidence, it's empowered her, 1, as a teacher, but 2, as a leader.
The Teaching Excellence program gave you that opportunity to work with teachers that are just as excited about teaching as you are.
The teachers we encouraged to apply were great teachers to start off with, but then there was a purpose there in the program to upskill these teachers and make them even better.
You already, as a teacher, sometimes feel like I'm making an impact, I'm doing something, I'm making a difference, but then you're like, there are ways that I can get better at this, and the Teaching Excellence program just gave you that opportunity.
It made them more reflective in their practices. It made them more critical thinkers, but also because the program itself follows an inquiry-based approach, they became like that, and in anything they did, they followed that same process.
You develop more confidence in yourself as a teacher and say, okay, this is the area that I'm strong at, this is where I want to improve in. I just loved it. I loved that I was like, okay, I'm going to focus on this, and then feel good about myself as a teacher and say, I'm actually excellent in this area now.
You know, you have a great cohort of teachers. Why not upskill them to become the best teachers they are? Why not tell them you matter? You know, and we really want you to be the best you can, and invest in them. Because if you invest in them, that's investing in your students, that's investing in your parents, that's investing in the community.